What's up? It's your boy Nasty Nate here again, and we're gonna do another album reaction, but we're gonna do it different this time. Today, well, yesterday, Joey Badass dropped his album 2000. This is his third album that he came out with. Uh, I'm a big Joey Badass fan. I've been listening to him since he dropped 1999. My favorite projects from him would include 1999, Summer Nights, and then Before the Cash. His last album, America Nightmare, it wasn't the best. And I think the reason why I didn't like that album so much was because of his approach with it. He went with a different approach. It wasn't the typical, and when I say typical, I mean typical Joey Badass in the sense of his beats. He mostly always kind of did boom bap type of like beats. And that album, he kind of has some of them, but he went on a different ledge of doing some other stuff. So I personally wasn't the biggest fan of that. So that's the reason why that album is not my favorite, or nowhere near one of the enjoyable albums from that he came out with, or projects. So this album, 2000, it's crazy. I listened to it in my car today as I was driving around. I think that was the best way for me to enjoy the album for the first time. Just hearing it, it's a playthrough for me. Out of a 10, I give this easily close to like an 8 or a 9. If I probably stick with it a little bit more and continue to listen to it more and more, I think I'll appreciate it even more than how I appreciate it today. So far today, I don't have no favorite tracks. Yeah, so about that, I'm just now finally editing the video, and more I've been listening to the album. I've actually have a couple of tracks that I am a huge fan of. Cruise Control, the way how that beat is. 30 million by age 30, motivated to reach my goals. Trust me, I ain't worried about weak-minded bitches and hoes. These low life niggas who ain't got no self-control. Just amazing. The chorus behind it, the lyrics, what he's saying, oh my god, it's a whole nother level. That's a perfect cruise. That's a perfect song to listen to while driving. My other favorite song is Zip Codes. 40K for the rollie with the leather band, no time to parlay. Life is too short, we came a long way from pussy hallways to courtside up in Barclays. Stunning is the sport, the way I'm balling, we could all play. That beat also is just crazy. Like, I'm glad that Joey has finally went back to his traditional roots, because that's the Joey Badass I became a fan of. To hear him back on beats like this is really crazy. I'd say the next couple of ones, it would have been Wanna Be Loved featuring JID. Look, just to snip them roses, you might miss the violence. Over the contentment just for something more exciting. Just to never find it, like fucking never mind it. I wear my heart out on my sleeve, I just refuse to hide it. That also is a nice one as well. My last one I would say is Eulogy. Looking at my generation, overdosed on blue pills, caught up in the matrix. Gotta spread love though, cause it's a lot of hatred. No, it's a marathon and these motherfuckers races. Everybody's dangerous, posing with disdainers just to be famous. That one is also crazy. What I noticed, tracks 1 through 3, the first 3 tracks, and then also a little bit on track 6, he is spitting. This man is letting you know that he can spit. I had to go back and read what he's saying to get it to, because sometimes with me, not only does hearing makes it good for me, I have to sometimes read it. So I would hear it, and then if I read it and catch on to just as well, then by the next time I listen to it, it's going to sound crazy. He's showing people that, yo, y'all talk about J. Cole and Kendrick, y'all might mention Drake, but I'm also up there too. I feel this album, he did that the best, showcasing his ability to actually rap. I know the last album he was rapping on there, but I think he was more so just trying to make a message on those albums. Similar, and this is very similar to J. Cole. J. Cole, Forest Hills, and For Your Eyes Only. He was really trying to make a album, right? Yes, he was showcasing how good he could rap. It was more so just capturing, like, being able to have that type of, to show like, yo, this is what an album sounds like from start to finish. finished. And then as you can see with his eventually the off-season album, how he was just showing people how he can really rap. Because that was the thing, nobody really ever seemed to, or maybe some people, obviously I know myself, I already knew that he could, but some people probably didn't think that he could rap. So I think he did that album to showcase, yo, this is what I can do. Because on that album he barely has choruses. I know it's kind of weird, this is a Joey BadAss review, but I'm talking about J. Cole. But this is where it ties in, is that this is what Joey is doing. And I think Joey did it a little bit different. He's showcasing he can do that album while also showcasing that he can spit as well, showing you how he could be very lyrical, have some nice lyrics in this. So for sure this album got some, he's talking some stuff in there. That was one thing that I noticed about the album, is that he didn't have too many features. I would probably say I would either not happy, I wasn't disappointed or excited at the same time. Sometimes some artists in these songs need that other person on the song, even if it's just the chorus. If it's just the chorus, if it's just the hook, or if they probably come in at the bridge, or if they just come at the end, like sometimes a song needs somebody else. And I think what he did best on this album is that he had a lot of great songs by himself that he didn't need anybody for at all. I feel like the features that he had on here was Westside Gun feature. Oh yeah, Diddy talking, with Diddy talking in the intro and Diddy talking on the outro. I love it. I kind of, I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of love it when I hear Diddy on New York artists' stuff. It kind of gives that real deeper feel to like, yo, this is a New York project. That's just me though. I don't know if anybody else kind of feels that same way. The Larry June feature, I enjoyed it. The Chris Brown and the Capella Grade feature and the JID features, everybody did their thing on this album. This album was just incredible. I would just say he took a very long time. He did American Nightmare. Oh my god, I said American Nightmare, so I've been fucking up this entire time. It's All American BadAss. But ever since that album, to me personally, I haven't had that much of a, you know, excitement looking forward to Joey. Now, when he did the Beast Coast album, I fucked with it because it was him not just being very on rappy rap like beats. So I definitely did fuck with what they did on that album. But everything solo after that project just never sounded good. Even when he had like little singles that he was dropping and the little EPs, nothing stick at all. This album is sticking for me. So I think that if nobody ever listened to Joey BadAss at all, and this is your first time listening to Joey BadAss, you're gonna be seeing what you're missing out on. And then after you listen to this, then probably go back and check out the Before the Cash and the Summer Nights and 1999, you know, because he has some stuff. And like, let's not forget how like this guy is only like 27, and I don't think he's mentioned enough. But I think the only reason why he's not mentioned enough is because he's somewhat of a underground. So sometimes that's just what it is. Sometimes when you're, you know, considered underground, you just ain't gonna flourish like that, man. But this album was a great album. I enjoyed it. But as an overall Joey BadAss album, this is definitely good. If I have to rank his solo album so far, Before the Cash, I will put this second. All American BadAss will be last. And then if we have to include also his mixtapes, then that makes it a little bit more tricky. Then that also makes it Summer Nights, Before the Cash, 1999, 2000, and then All American BadAss. But that'll be it for the review, man. I don't know if you guys may like this approach, you know, different from the other approach how I normally do it. But if you do, man, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next album release, man. Peace.